Tuesday. The speaker highlighted Bangladesh's genuine efforts to facilitate voluntary return to their homes in safety, security and dignity. She drew the attention about the technological progress that is superseding the national borders and stressed on the importance of ICC's flexibility and openness to new ideas and voices to remain relevant to the upcoming decades and to put an end to impunity, uphold the rule of law and ensure access to justice for all people. High-level representatives from the state parties to the Rome Statute, including the President of Nigeria and ministers and parliament speakers from a good number of state parties, attended the celebration of the 20th anniversary of the adoption of the Rome Statute in The Hague. Industries Minister Amir Hossain Amu has said drives against drug peddlers will be continued until elimination of drug abuse in the country. The Industries Minister said this to newsmen after a meeting of the Cabinet Committee of Law and Order at the Home Ministry's conference room at the Secretariat today. Commerce Minister Tofail Ahmed, Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal and Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Minister Nurul Islam BAC participated in the meeting. Among others, Home Minister Security Services Division Secretary Fariduddin Ahmed Chaudhry and Public Security Division Secretary Mustafa Kamaluddin were present. The Industries Minister said member of the law enforcement agencies arrested 37,225 identified drug dealers till date. Amir Hossain Amu also said the government would not spare anyone involved in drug peddling as the government led by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina adopted a zero-tolerance policy against drug abuse in the country. Spokesperson of 14-party alliance Mohammad Nasim has said any evil force could not come to power by hatching conspiracy again. The next general election would be held under Sheikh Hasina. He said this while addressing a press briefing after a view exchange meeting with leaders of some political parties and Jyots invited by the chairman of Grassroots BNP, Barrister Nazmul Huda, at the political office of the President of Awami League in Dhanmondi today. Mohammad Nasim said that leaders of some political parties and Jyots have expressed their desire to work with 14-party alliance, building a non-communal and developed Bangladesh under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina.
Road Transport and Bridges Minister Baidul Qadir has said BNP is making a new issue of Bangladesh Bank adulterated gold, failing in all movements after the 2014 election. The minister said this while addressing a meeting in Tongi today on determining the dues to reduce traffic jam during the upcoming Holy Eid al-Adha. Ghazipur City Corporation Mayor Mohammad Jahangir Alam, Salim Osman MP and Road Transport and Highways Division Secretary Mohammad Nazrul Islam were present. The Road Transport Minister said no roadside sacrificial animal market will be allowed to ease traffic jam during Eid al-Adha. Baidul Qadir said seeing people rallying around the Awami League candidate in Rajshahi City Corporation election, BNP accepted loss before they were defeated. Information Minister Hasanul Haq Inu has urged all to play a role in expediting ongoing development of the country enriched with the spirit of non-communal and discrimination-free Bengali nationalism. He made the call while speaking at a press conference at the Secretariat today organized marking countrywide cultural festival on July 20 and July 21. Cultural Affairs Minister Asaduzzaman Noor described various aspects of the cultural festival. He said the aim of the festival is to touch the youths with cultural activities for building a pro-cultural new generation. Information Secretary Abdul Malik, Cultural Affairs Secretary Nasiruddin Ahmed, Principal Information Officer Kamrun Nahar and Director General of Mass Communication Directorate Zakir Hussain, among others, were present at the press conference. The results of this year's Higher Secondary Certificate HSC and equivalent examinations will be published tomorrow. Education Minister Nurul Islam Nahid will hand over the results to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at her official residence Gaur Bhavan in the morning. Later, the Minister will formally announce the results at a press briefing at the Secretariat in the afternoon. Examinees will get their results 37 students participated in this year's HSC and its equivalent examinations, which were held from April 2 to May 23rd.
Moving on to international news. The European Union, EU and Japan have signed one of the world's biggest free trade deals, covering nearly a third of the world's GDP and 600 million people. One of the biggest EU exports to Japan is dairy goods, while cars are one of Japan's biggest exports. EU Commission head Jean-Claude Juncker said the deal underlines the win-win solutions offered by free trade. The move contrasts sharply with actions by the US Trump administration, which has introduced steep import tariffs. US President Donald Trump has said he accepts US intelligence agencies' conclusion that Russia interfered in the 2016 election despite declining to do so just a day ago. US President said he had misspoken on Monday and had meant to say he saw no reason why it was not Russia that meddled. The original comments after it met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki drew a barrage of criticism. Even some of Donald Trump's allies had urged him to clarify his stance. In his latest remarks, US President added that he had full faith and support in US intelligence agencies. The 12 boys rescued from a flooded cave in northern Thailand last week have spoken publicly of their ordeal for the first time, describing the moment of miracle when divers found them. Abdul Samon, the only member of the group who speaks English, told